these things happen, and to everyone, this is life, and you know, internet connection falls everywhere.
Yeah, we moved into our new office in New York, and we're still getting things worked out. So hence.
That sounds very exciting, because you are based in Los Angeles.
Yes.
How is it? Is it so important? Office based in New York, is it to get big deals, and how does it work?
Yeah, it's really just a lot of companies want to work with companies nearby, even if you never actually meet in person. It's just a psychological thing for people, and we found over the few years that we built it, and I'll go back into just what transition, but after the few years that we built it, we realized that people really wanted to work with us directly in person, at least have the option to, and so expanding across the country, opening new territories was super important.
It sounds amazing, because running outsourcing.
And I think I lost you again.
Oh, am I losing you again? No, please, Eric, come back, man.
Yeah, the internet's acting up. I'm going to try to call on my phone.
About, yes, Eric, and if you want, do you want to stop the camera and probably the broadband, your camera, and probably we have a higher broadband? Don't worry, things happen, man, and I love it, because this is
it's normal. It's the growth, but yeah, I'm opening Zoom on my phone so I can.
Wonderful. And just
I hear other people in the office going, "Oh, I'm sorry, our internet's out." So
yeah, how funny, Eric. And you're talking about moving the office to the New York. Oh, I see you. I have three Erics.
Close this. Hold on one. Let's do this. I'm gonna close this.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, the sound is much better. Wonderful, Eric. Thank you very much for that.
Yep.
And you were saying about the new office in the New York, which is I guess is strategical. What about? And I have a question. Show fairs, not going to a show fair, because my co-founder said, Jared, let's not spend money on the next show, because we can do the same growth on ads, Facebook ads. What's the point that you have on that?
Meaning going to like trade shows?
Yeah, trade shows, or having an office based on Los Angeles, Silicon, Austin,
Yeah, so basically, I mean, people are still people. Like, you know, I know that there's a lot of digital options, but they want to see that they want to meet you in person. They want to build a relationship with you. And especially for like our business, where they're trusting us with a lot of money and the growth of their business, and a lot of their success is driven on us doing good work, they want to have some inherent relationship and trust. And so, you know, being in person from an office standpoint helps, but also, you know, like I was at a trade show in Mexico, then in Vegas, now I'm in New York, and then I'll be in Boston next week, all in a row, because meeting in person, even though a lot of the people I'm seeing I already know, building that rapport, building that relationship, that is hugely valuable in business. And even though it's not necessarily logical, people are emotional creatures.
And I love what you're saying. And, you know, I've tried to go away, because nowadays, like, no, I want to be kind of free. Everything is digital. Doesn't it, like, is it what you wanted when you started? And I'm just talking from my point of view, because I see your agency and I think it's growing heavily. It's like, fuck, it's so many people to run, it's so many meetings. Doesn't it make you sometimes, it's like, yeah, I want to be more digital. I want to be like more away from people.
No, I mean, one major thing is the reason I run the business I do is because I love people. So like escaping from people is never really a motivation of mine. But and again, going back to how we started, like after seeing the pain point of all these founders and seeing that it's really hard to execute on marketing, we built a small team just to help them. The idea being like, we can be super flexible to make great marketing accessible to people that don't normally have access to big agencies or really talented marketers. And so that was the impetus of the company. And in 5 years, we grew up from 7 to 175 people, because there was a huge pain point that we were able to solve. And part of that had to do with doing great work. Part of that had to do with timing in the market. Part of that had to do with building a good reputation. And, you know, at the end of the day, we've now grown tons of brands successfully. We've worked with 2,000 companies, and it's taken off.
This is crazy when you say 2,000 companies to be running to be the outsourced CMO. This is like a crazy. You run it with Asana or something like this? Is it Asana? What's your?
No, we use RIKE, WRIKE for project.
Okay, wonderful. It's a good one. We do some agency work, and it's crazy to be talking to the customer and to organize. I think that's the worst thing. I want to say, I mean, as a marketer, just to talk to the customer, to do the action, not to take actions is easy for us, but kind of selling the project is difficult, or at least, but implementing and talking today, the communication. And I think you're very good at communication, and you've been in a few shows talking about win-to-win best practices and e-commerce. Give me some hints, man, because some agency guys in the, I think in the house, and you know, you make it up there. And if you can share with everyone just the best tips how to talk to customers and running the agency.
So best practices for talking to customers, I would say the number one thing is to constantly reset expectations. Don't assume that like, because you told someone something when you started, of course that's going to happen. I got a phone call. Because you started something, we've got to have as many technical difficulties as possible today. Oh yeah, just because when you signed a client, you were able to articulate their expectations, you still need to reset those every single week. Talk about what you're going to do, what you did that you said you were going to do, what your next expectations should be, and get aligned with the client. That's the biggest crux of agency work, is making sure that you're on the same page with them in doing the work together. Like if you can align them with you, then it's not like you didn't do this, you screwed up for me, you're doing it together. So like if I sit with you, we run through an advertising strategy, we explain why we think it's going to work, we tell you everything we're doing, and then we go do it and it doesn't work and you were all on board. You can't just be like, well, you screwed up. It's like, well, you were there too. So like we work together on this. And so it becomes just a different relationship with it. It's important. It allows you to be productive versus adversarial.
Amazing. And at the Hawke Media, you do Facebook ads, Google ads, mailings, bots, influencers. Am I missing something? Anything else?
The what?
Anything else?
Yeah, and email marketing, web design, SMS, chatbots, content creation, branded content, SEO. Like we have a wide list of services.
Basically, any vertical of marketing you will be doing,
except for PR.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And you also have a festival, a conference called Hawke Fest. And if you can tell me a little bit more, who is it for, who's coming, and where is it based?
Yeah, it's based in LA. We're doing it at the Houdini Estate this year, so it's our third year. We basically, what's that?
Congratulations, third year, man.
Thank you. It's moving.
That's not luck anymore. This is like it's working.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's basically we've got 300 different brand owners, and it was started because there wasn't a great community where if you owned a brand, especially a direct-to-consumer brand, you could go to a conference that wasn't just a bunch of vendors trying to sell you, but actually other people that were running good businesses. And frankly, a lot of the times you go to these conferences and it's a lot of people just getting started trying to learn. And so if you're a bigger business owner, you don't learn anything. You're just giving people advice, and that's okay. But finding a place where more senior people could learn and build together was what we wanted to create. So we made it super niche, brand owners doing a few million in revenue at least, but it's a lot of people doing 50, 100, 200 million in revenue, and all C-suites. And we bring them out and have a day of, networking, fun, learning. We call it the anti-conference because we make it super fun. Like we have some fun surprises. One that doesn't have to be a surprise. We partnered with a animal rescue to have a puppy petting zoo.
I saw it, man. That was so cute. Such a beautiful idea. That's actually some of the dogs being adopted by some of the people there.
So it's happening next week. Or 2 weeks. So not yet, but that's the hope. I mean, the hope is to actually we're going to find a way to incentivize adopting there and try to get some people to pick up some dogs.
Wow, that's
fun.
Beautiful. That's beautiful, and everyone, is giving so much to society. And what about? Tell me a little bit about the Hawke venture, man. What's this is crazy. I mean, you're growing so much, and this is not like me going and you actually taking on a venture. If you can explain us, and congratulations, great, man.
Yeah. So with Hawke Ventures, basically the idea, we've already invested in 8 companies off our balance sheet, meaning out of the company, some softwares that complement what we do, as well as some unique consumer brands like FabFitFun and Brandable. And through doing so, we were successful in all of our investments. And after a few years of doing that, realized we should really double down on this and make it more official and do something more. I had someone that joined us 2 years ago to run our angel investments and partnerships, to fund with us. And we're mostly investing in softwares that complement what we do. So like marketing software, e-commerce software, because with our 450 active clients, if I like an SMS software, it becomes the software for all our clients too. And we might as well invest because we can be a catalyst to the growth. And so we've done that as a partner, not necessarily an investor as well. And we realized like, this is a really good thesis. So that's the majority of our investments are in those kind of softwares. And then the minority of our investments are in really unique consumer plays, whether a client or not, that we see some unique angle that we're like, this is something that needs to happen. We think this is outstanding compared to all the brands we see, and we want to get involved.
I love it. And I guess I saw that ManyChat probably is one of those softwares, isn't it?
We haven't, no, ManyChat is not an investment. We're a partner, but we didn't invest in it.
Oh, okay, I love it. I think ManyChat is just crazy, and
yeah.
I love it. And also, what's hot, man? What's hot right now? Is it a video, podcast, Facebook, Twitter, Insta? Tell me what's hot, man. And what's hot today? And next question is, what will be hot next year?
Yeah, I think I would say as a marketer, the job is to stay away from what's hot, because I think everybody runs in one direction, you run in the opposite direction. It's the whole idea
no,
here.
No,
so,
don't do me. That's the actual question. All right, then.
I'm still gonna answer it. What I'd say is the important thing to understand right now is advertising is getting really expensive. And so Facebook ads, search ads, all the things that for the past 8 years, people have arbitraged, digital advertising and made this like ROAS calculation, return on ad spend, where it's like, oh, well, we're getting 4 times your money on Facebook and we're just going to keep doing that. We're finally getting to a point again, and I say finally because I'm excited about it, where you have to actually do a full funnel marketing approach, where you have to do Facebook to a landing page with email follow-up and SMS and good conversion tactics, and then build lifetime value. Like all the things that go into being a good marketer are getting more and more important. You can't just go take a Facebook course and go make some money anymore. And I think that's great. I think it's going to force companies to actually do more sustainable marketing, because you look at companies like Honest Company and Dollar Shave Club, who've still never achieved profitability off this digital direct response, method. They treated it like tech companies. They overraised. Like you got to be really careful doing that. And so focusing on building a good brand is coming back. And as you said, in a year, I think a lot of people the people that don't do that are going to start falling off. So building good branded content, building good customer engagement, good product, all these things are becoming more important again, which is great.
And I love it. You're doing a lot of speaking gigs, and how much time would you invest on that? And does it really bring to Hawke Media work? Or we do it for ego, because I go for speaking gigs sometimes and sometimes I do it for ego. How does it work? Do you really think it brings business, or we do it because we love showing?
Yeah, it definitely brings business. Like for me, it's our audience are more businesses. So when I'm speaking about marketing, it's an audience that wants to learn about marketing a lot of times. Instead of just doing it themselves, they then want to hire us to do it. So it's pretty straightforward. There's no mystery in it. Speaking definitely generates a ton of business for us. And it's an opportunity for me to talk about what I know really well, which is marketing. And instead of like any kind of snake oil or any kind of like, oh, trust us, here's a case study. It's like, here's me talking about what we know about marketing, what we know about building a business. If you think I know what I'm talking about, I'm happy to work with you too. And so it usually does translate. I just got a note from Houston Golden that he put a comment in the chat, but I can't see it. So just a heads up.
And Houston from Hawke Media?
Yeah.
I love him, man. He's just such an amazing guy. Wait. Let me see. Oh, Houston is here. Let me.
I saw a Facebook message pop up, but I can't see the Facebook Live. So
stream live. Houston. Yes, I should be. It's funny. Let me tell you that, Eric. If I check the comments and follow-ups, I cannot be talking and I cannot be focusing.
No, I got you. That makes sense.
Yeah, and I prefer afterwards do the comments. But let me just.
Sure. No, I saw a Facebook message, so I had to call it out.
Yeah, let me go and say, boom, Houston, thank you very much. Two guys for Spec Shit Done, Fun Fact Man. Was my old boss. You were Houston's old boss, man.
Houston worked it all.
I love it. And also, question for Eric: are you guys doing outbound marketing for clients or just for wake sales? That's one of the questions for.
Are we doing what? Sorry.
Houston saying, are
Yeah.
you guys doing any outbound marketing for clients, or you
Outbound?
just do it for yourself? Outbound marketing, basically.
Outbound, got it. Sorry, I couldn't catch that word. Are we doing outbound marketing in the sense of like prospecting? Not really. I mean, Houston knows how we work. We're pretty similar to how we worked when he was with us. The outbound side, it's just a different animal, and we're more focused on inbound marketing and doing the traditional stuff we've been doing. So like prospecting and growth hacking still isn't really a focus of us. It's just not, for what we've found is a lot of it is really hard to scale. And like and he just texted me, thank you, Houston. The prospecting side of it, we've just found like most of the efforts we try to do isn't something that actually scales to us, like, so that if it works, we can double down and do it consistently and create consistent growth for a company. Like there's initiatives that drive a quick spike, but it's kind of a sugar rush. It doesn't last. And that's really hard for business. So others prospecting, the like, predictable revenue, like outbound BDR kind of stuff, it's better to do that either in-house or find a service business that can prospect a little bit, but that's a really hard thing to partner with, and it's a completely different business. So we haven't really gone down that path.
I love it, and it's very good, and that's why it's business for everyone. And some guys inbound, some guys outbound, and it's wonderful that outbound it works for you or no, and growth marketing. Mm-hmm. What would you say is Hawke Media strong on?
Marketing mix. I mean, the big thing that's helped us grow so fast is kind of what I just alluded to, which it's not just about Facebook ads. It's not just about email marketing. It's not just about SEO. It's doing everything in conjunction to build a brand and build a sustainable marketing practice that scales. And that's what we look at. Like we're one of the only agencies, we actually own the trademark on outsourced CMO. Like we're really coming at it from a strategic standpoint and then have all the different tactics that you need to do. Versus most agencies, they sell tactics, they sell services, but it's not coming at it from a strategic angle. Even in the bigger ecosystem of Fortune 500s, companies go to like McKinsey and Bain and BCG for strategy work, and then they go to an agency to execute on it. And to me, that's broken. Like it kind of has to be married and all work together.
Eric, doesn't happen to you when you go to a company that they have a CMO? It's like, fuck, they're going to kick me out.
No worries. I'm sorry. Someone's coming in the room. What's that?
Let me give you a question again. What about when you go and pitch some company that they have actually a CMO? Doesn't get scared? Yeah. Oh, they're going to kick me out.
Only the really insecure and incapable CMOs are scared of us. Most love it because they understand that the whole point of it is we're not a full-time CMO, we're fractional. So the idea is that our senior people can be consultants to that CMO and make them better. So as long as the CMO is comfortable in their own skin and knows that they're adding value, for them to get insecure that we're going to replace them, that shows a lot of insecurity. So every once in a while it happens, like very rarely. We had one guy I remember at a trade show, like we walked past our booth and goes, "Oh, so you're going to outsource my job? Fuck you." And walks past. And we're like, wow, that guy is definitely not keeping his job either way. Most people, we really don't. We work with a ton of CMOs and it actually hasn't been much of an issue. We even sponsored the CMO club for a while.
If I would make you choose between LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, where you put the money to advertise?
Yep. Still Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah, and Facebook's still the best context. Instagram's very visually driven, but Facebook still just converts the best. It's just the way it's built.
I love it. I never placed a Facebook ad. I don't even know how it works. Yes.
It's been a while since I've done it. I think it was almost 3 years ago now. I didn't place an ad I placed some ads the first year of the business and I stopped. We have a whole team to do it. But 2 years in, so a year since I had placed one, a client called us on Thanksgiving freaking out that they needed help and had nothing to do with us, but they were like, "I need help, please." So Thanksgiving morning 3 years ago, I helped drum up a bunch of ads. And that was the last time that I personally, I think, have run Facebook ads. I look in it all the time and I work with our team, but personally, like managing everything, I haven't done in a few years.
I never done even my team hasn't done a Facebook ad.
Nice.
We do. Yeah. We have the group with 10,000 people, and we do outbound. It's funny because we basically do outbound marketing all the time. But I love to learn.
If you can find a way to do it, that's great. I mean, again, like we've just seen, like scaling it consistently has been hard, but that's also could be our shortcoming. Like we're really good at marketing. We're not necessarily good at prospecting and outbound.
Exactly, and I think it's for everyone. Thank you very much. I think we had a great insight, and the event is just for everyone to know. Hawke Fest, it's
October 3rd.
Okay, and it's going to be in Los Angeles.
Hawkefest.com. Yeah,
And
at
it's
the
going to be in
Houdini
Los
estate in
Angeles.
LA. Yeah, exactly.
That sounds amazing. Eric, thank you very much, and thank you for everyone who's been on the show, and hopefully see you soon again.
Yeah, and if you guys have questions, I mean, probably tweeting at me is the easiest. It's just at ERIK HUBERMAN. It's probably about the easiest way to get a hold of me.
That's amazing. Thank you very much, and see you soon, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.